Hello guys, this is Ethan from Jingo Mining, and Avalon's first water-cooled machine is finally here. And as a brand focused on Bitcoin ASIC miners, Canon has always received a lot of attention and has released many popular products like the Avalon Nano 3S, Avalon Q, Avalon A series A15, right? And I've made review videos for each, and their performance are all noteworthy, and our clients at Jingo Mining have consistently praised them. Anyway, around June this year, Avalon introduced a new water-cooled Bitcoin ASIC miner called the Avalon A1566HA series. Kind of long, right? Anyway, it's Canon's first water-cooled Bitcoin miner. And the A1566HA series has different hash rates for each machine, ranging from 400 terahash to 500 terahash. And the price is based on the hash rate of the unit you choose. So the power consumption is about 8,000 watts. To be specific, it would be like 8,064 watts. It depends on what kind of hash rate you are running at the time, right? Anyway, you can overclock this machine. Yes, and which means if your machine has a 450 terahash hash rate, right, and you can push it beyond that for free extra performance. Yes, so today we will look at how much you can overclock and how stable the machine is and its profitability. And don't forget to like the video before you guys watching. Okay, and here is the Avalon A1566, and this one has a standard hash rate of 480 terahash, and on our Jingo Mining website the cost per 1 terahash is about $11, but this can vary depending on your location and other factors. Anyway, overall this is a very cost-effective option compared to the whole market. And if you have any needs for crypto equipment, please feel free to visit our official website jingomining.com. Now back to the Avalon, and if you are not familiar with the water-cooled mining machine before, I will explain quickly. So a water-cooled mining machine needs a radiator, which is this thing, and it uses fans to cool the water. Okay, and once cooled, the water goes back into the machine from this pipe to lower its temperature. And after circulating inside the machine, the water heats up and goes back to the radiator from this pipe to cool down again in a circle. Okay, so the machine itself doesn't have any fans, so it's kind of quiet, but it's mostly from the radiator. This cooling method is generally better and more stable than fan cooling, those kind of air cooling, okay, and making it hard for the machine to overheat. And overheating can be reduced hash rate profits, so stable temperatures means stable earnings, right? And the radiator I'm using, this one has a power consumption of 12,000 watts, and let's say if a miner uses 6,000 watts, then this radiator can cool 2 miners at the same time. And also we sell these radiators at jingomining.com. Feel free to contact us if you're interested. Anyway, let's get this machine start to set up. First, you need to connect the water in and out pipes, and then plugging the network, which is plugging right here. And finally, connect the power and turn it on. And if you have unsure issues about the water connections, ask me in the comment and I'll help you. And then connect to your computer to the same network as the machine, and then use this IP scanner software to find the Avalon's IP address, and then copy it and then enter it in the browser to access the machine's backend, and then you will see this page. So if you never set it up before, you need to put in the username and the password. So the original username and password will be root, R-O-O-T, yeah, not capital, and also it's the same with the password, R-O-O-T. Okay, and after you put those in, you'll be right here, the dashboard of your unit. So we will talk about this later. Now we need to go to the left side. When you find configuration, select configuration, and right here you need to do your pool settings. This is very important. So you can see there are address, there are worker, there's password. So the address will be the pool IP address. It depends which pool you want to use. And right now you see I'm using via BTC, okay? And this worker name can be the username of your via BTC. So when you, after you mined some BTC, it will directly go to your via BTC account, you know. And you can also put in your wallet address directly. So it will be in your wallet address directly. When you've done that, just select save and wait about 1 or 2 minutes, and it will be start working. And all you need to do is go back to the dashboard, and over here there are all the information that you need. So first we can see there is mining status, you see now, which is fine, and network status, and the miner temperature, and there are real-time hash rate and the average hash rate. Actually, the average hash rate is more important than the real-time hash rate. It dominates your profit, okay? So you need to check if the average hash rate is normal. And here is power consumption, and here is the running time, all those informations that you need. As I mentioned before, I said this unit can overclocked. So this is how you do it. So you still need to go to the configuration on the left side, and you will see this mode config, and here is like work mode, which is power mode, and right here is the power level, and you can see you can go from -4 to 3. Now we're gonna do the overclock. So if you put number 3 and save and wait about 1 or 2 minutes, it will be start running. And also the standard will be 1. Yeah, if you put number 1, and that will be running under the 480 terahash, as I mentioned before, right? Okay, and now I'll put number 3 and run to see how long it will take to overclock, and how much hash rate it will reach to. And let's do it. Okay, so after around, like 3 minutes, the hash rate of my unit already has met the standard, which is 480 terahash. And now I've been running for like 5 minutes 10 seconds, and you can see the real-time hash rate now is 595 terahash. I think it will reach to 600 terahash. That is crazy. I never expect it can be this high. It's like 120 terahash extra, totally for free. Just remember, you bought this machine for the 480 terahash, but it can run to 600 terahash. And I mentioned before in this video, I said we sell around $11 per 1 terahash, right? So right there is around 1,000, in a way, yeah, it's around $1,000 for free. So this is crazy, you know. And I have already been run this for like 6 minutes. And I asked the Avalon's techno support, and he said it has to be like under the good conditions, because if you overclock, the chips will be overheating, right? Let's say you live in the cold area. If you live in the cold area, or you have some specific equipment to cool down your room temperature, then this performance can be very, very stable. And now what we need to do is actually we want to see if the average hash rate is going to meet the 600 terahash. After all, the average hash rate is all that matters, right? Okay, and let's run it for a little bit longer to see. So after around 26 minutes, you can see the average hash rate has increased to 566 terahash. That's crazy, because remember, you bought a 480 terahash Bitcoin miner, and it can run to around 600 terahash. That's insane. And let me tell you, where I'm right now, I'm even in my live streaming room, so there's no specific the cooling equipment and I'm not even living in a cold region. So I think if you just under a normal condition, not like that bad condition, yeah? If you under a normal condition and you can control a little bit of your ambient temperature, you can have this performance stable and steady. And of course, your power consumption has increased to 10,000 watts around here, around 10,000 watts. But again, remember you bought a 480 terahash miner and you can choose your power level from -4 to 3. I was running the maximum 3, the level 3. Yeah? You can choose 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, -4. So you have a lot of options. You know, when it's at its peak, you can choose to be throttling. When your electricity rate is low, you can choose to run at full force. And actually right now I am gonna to see the noise level of my Avalon A1566HA and also the temperature it has on the surface. And now let's do the noise level first. And all this noise you're hearing is actually not from the unit, because I told you there's no fan in the unit. All you're hearing is from the radiator. And actually you can choose the power level. If your miner power consumption is very high, you need to be strong of your radiator. And if it's low, you can choose to lower your radiator. There's no point to see the noise from the radiator. Let's test the temperature on the surface of the unit. When it's running at its full force, the power consumption right now is around 10,000 watts, and you see it's only 78 degrees. I mean, overall this unit is very stable, steady, efficient, and impressive. So we've already known that Avalon A1566HA can run from 480 terahash, which is the standard, to 600 terahash if you overclocked it. I mean, that is very, very impressive. I never expect it can be this high, you know. It's like 120 terahash extra. You bought a 480 terahash machine and it can run to 600 terahash. The mining pool I was mining is the VIA BTC, right? And it tells me if I run it for a day with 600 terahash, it will brings me a daily revenue of $29.22. And also, again, this miner is not like the most miners I have ever seen. It's like so flexible. You can choose the power level from -4 to 3. 1 is the standard, right? If you go minors, it will be throttling. And if you go higher, then it's overclocked, right? It depends on your electrical rate. You know, when it's peak, when it's like the down, you can choose if you want to throttling or overclock. That is very, 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 very useful. That's it for the video today, and let me know if this video helps you. This miner is totally worth your guys' attention, okay? And if you need it, if you have interested to purchase it, you can always trust Jingle Mining, and we are a leading global supplier of crypto mining hardwares and related services. You can trust us with confidence. And I am Ethan. I will see you next time.